In our world of fast dopamine and endless comparison, it's easy to feel like your worth is shrinking while others are shining. But that illusion, it's not truth. It's just what happens when you start measuring your life with someone else's ruler. Let's break that down. Some people bloom at 21. They find their calling, their person, or their passion early. Some bloom at 41, or 57, or 73. Some lives are straight lines. Others are spiral staircases. Some people rise like rockets. Others go underground for years, growing roots, building resilience, learning how to weather storms no one sees. What you call delay might actually be design. Because here's a truth nobody prints on the front page of social media. Some of the most beautiful lives take the longest to unfold. The people you admire, most of them didn't start at the top. They started unsure, broke, lost, or doubted by everyone. What they had wasn't shortcut. It was persistence. It was trust in their own crooked, sacred timeline. You open your phone. Someone's getting married. Someone just bought a house. Someone else just launched their dream business complete with a soft focus video, a crowd of followers cheering them on, and a carefully curated quote about chasing purpose. And you're still figuring out how to get out of bed without waging war on your own thoughts. You look at the screen, at the endless scroll of other people's milestones, and it starts to feel like you missed something. Like there was this invisible train, the Success Express, and everyone you know got a ticket. And now, you're sprinting after it. Barefoot, late, breathless, alone. But pause. Here's what no one told you. You're not behind. You're just on a different timeline. Another friend posts their wedding photos radiant, happy, captioned with words like soulmate, forever, and finally. Someone else is holding the keys to their brand new home complete with a filtered selfie on the porch, smiling like they've cracked the code to adulthood. And then there's that entrepreneur who just launched their second business this year. They're 25 or 32. Or maybe they just turned 40 and decided to become a millionaire before 45. And you're lying on your bed, staring at the ceiling, trying to remember the last time you felt ahead. Maybe it was college. Maybe it was never. Because lately, it feels like the universe sent out invitations to progress, and you got lost in the mail. But what if that's not the truth? What if you were never meant to be ahead? What if ahead isn't even real? Here's something nobody talks about. Comparison is a silent thief. It doesn't steal your money or your home. It steals your peace. It rewrites your definition of success. It poisons the joy in your own milestones. And it does it quietly. While you're smiling and liking someone else's post, your inner voice whispers, "Why aren't you there yet?" But let's talk about this illusion, the one that tells you you're behind. Behind is a lie sold by algorithms. The digital world shows only the polished chapters of someone else's story. No one posts about their sleepless nights. No one goes viral for being confused and stuck. Yet, ironically, that's where most people live, in the quiet chaos behind the highlight reel. You're not behind. You're human. Real growth doesn't look like a TED Talk. It looks like waking up after a mental health spiral and choosing not to give up. It looks like resisting the urge to compare your struggle with someone else's curated life. You see, some people graduate and soar. Others collapse. Some fall in love at 20. Others lose love, find themselves, then meet someone who sees their scars and still chooses them. There is no rule book. There is no deadline. You're not behind. Your growth isn't late. It's layered. It's underground. And underground growth is the most sacred kind. Take the Chinese bamboo tree, for example. It spends 5 years growing downward, building roots no one can see. During that time, it appears motionless, like nothing's happening. But in its 5th year, it shoots up 90 feet in just weeks. So, tell me, was it growing only in those last weeks? Or the entire time, you were that bamboo? Right now, today, your job isn't to bloom on someone else's schedule. Your job is to stay rooted, to water your soil, to trust that when it's time, you'll rise too. But not before your roots are ready, because the ones who rise without roots, they fall the fastest. There's wisdom in the waiting. There's purpose in the stillness. So let's rewrite the narrative. You're not a failure because you're not married yet. You're not lazy because your career path is nonlinear. You're not lost because you haven't found your passion. You're evolving. And evolution doesn't happen with a bang. It happens one brave, quiet decision at a time. To get up, to keep trying, to not numb out, to forgive yourself, to trust your pace. You don't owe anyone a performance. You don't need to post a win to validate your journey. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs happen in silence, in the dark, when no one claps. That doesn't make them any less real. So next time you feel like everyone's ahead of you, pause, breathe, ask yourself, whose timeline am I chasing? Because if it's not yours, you'll never catch it. And remember, you're not in a race. You're in a becoming. The only competition is the old version of you. And look at you, you're already kinder than you were, stronger than you think, more patient than you realize. So keep going, even if the milestones come quietly, even if your growth isn't Instagrammable, even if it's lonely, because one day you'll wake up and everything that felt delayed will make sense. One day you'll realize you weren't late. You were just preparing for something bigger than they could see. And it will be yours because you didn't give up. You open your phone. Again, not because you need to, but because it's there. A swipe, a scroll, a pause. Someone's on vacation in Bali. Someone else just bought their dream car. A college friend is getting promoted again. And somewhere in that endless feed, a silent message creeps into your mind. You're behind. You're not enough. This is the hidden cost of comparison. We don't talk about it much because it's so normalized. But comparison doesn't just steal joy, it distorts reality. It turns other people's highlights into your insecurities. It morphs someone's curated success into your perceived failure. And worst of all, it convinces you that your worth is up for debate. But let's slow down. Let's step back. Because what you're comparing yourself to isn't someone's truth. It's someone's projection. That dream car, leased, that luxury vacation, sponsored content, that perfect couple, one more argument away from splitting. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel and wondering why you don't measure up. Perception is not reality. Here's what they don't show you: the tears behind the photos, the loneliness behind the lifestyle, the burnout behind the business. They don't show you the cost, only the applause. And in that applause, you hear an echo of your own silence. That's where it hurts the most. But remember, no one's life is as perfect as it looks online. And even if it was, it wouldn't make your life any less valid. Comparison isn't just emotional. It's biological. We're wired to compare. For survival, for belonging, for identity. But what was once a primitive tool for safety has become a mental virus in the age of social media. We don't just compare anymore. We compete, constantly, quietly, even with people we love. The real cost? Your peace every time you scroll. Your subconscious runs a silent audit. She's married. Why am I still single? He's successful. What am I doing wrong? They're younger and ahead. I've wasted time. These aren't just thoughts. They become scripts. And over time, they rewire your identity. You begin to measure your progress by someone else's pace, your confidence by someone else's applause, your value by someone else's visibility. But none of that is real. It's borrowed. It's filtered. It's artificial. And the longer you stay in that cycle, the more you lose touch with your own purpose. Your peace is traded for perception. But here's the truth. You don't have to play that game. You don't have to prove yourself on a platform that profits from your insecurity. You don't have to explain your timeline, your choices, or your process to anyone who only sees a fraction of your life. Because real growth, It's invisible. It happens in the silence, in the healing, in the decisions no one claps for, the boundaries no one sees, the tears you wipe alone, the courage to keep going, unseen, uncelebrated. That's what they don't show you. But that's where the magic is. Your journey is sacred. You are not a brand. You are not a metric. You are not an algorithm's prediction. You are a human being becoming. And becoming takes time. You are not behind. You are not less. You are not missing anything. You're unfolding. So the next time comparison creeps in, do this. Pause. Breathe. Ask, what do I actually want, and does this align with that? Remember, someone else's success is not your failure. Log off. Reconnect with your reality. Because peace isn't found in the scroll. It's found in the stillness. The exit from comparison, escaping comparison, isn't about deleting social media, though that helps. It's about redefining what matters. It's realizing that success with no peace is failure in disguise. It's choosing presence over performance. It's choosing growth over speed. Your journey is not a race. It's a rhythm. And your rhythm? It's valid. It's beautiful. It's enough. So stop measuring your life against borrowed expectations and start owning your timing with boldness.